investigate. Is he going to fulfill his words? Please, that's all.
Can you tell me how long has that discrimination been happening? What are your organization's basis?
It's been happening since 1996, but aggressively since January this year. Now, Tibetans are forced to take an oath. The oath has two parts. The first part says that they themselves do not and will not practice the prayer of Dorje Shugden. The second part clearly states that they will not materially, spiritually, socially support anybody who does. Families are divided. I've seen it with my own eyes. School children are separated and expelled from their communities. People cannot go shopping. They are not allowed to buy food if they do not have an identity card saying they do not practice Dorje Shugden. People cannot travel because they cannot get a visa. Why? To get a visa, they have to have an identity card. That is not human rights. That is worse than what they're accusing China of.
You say you have seen it with your
Yes,
own eyes?
I have. I've been there twice in the last month. I was requested on behalf of all of these Shugden practitioners to go and check if the allegations and the claims that were being made from the side of the victims were correct. I can 100% guarantee they are correct, but the world media needs to check.
Has the UN or any other humanitarian society checked about this?
No, because right now it's coming to light. Today is the first day that, because we had made a request and it had a deadline of the 22nd of April, India time. That time passed at 10 o'clock US time, which is exactly the time when our demonstration began. We sent a letter to the Dalai Lama over 1 week ago, requesting him to pay attention to this and to address the problems.
All the great masters who have worshipped this deity for the past 300 years, were they all wrong?
They are wrong. Wrong? Yes. Wrong.
That is all His Holiness says about the old masters. A ban that shakes many Tibetan Buddhists at the core of their faith. In just one monastery in southern India, about 1,000 monks refuse to comply with the Dalai Lama's decision. Anonymous threats are spread against anyone who refuses to obey his directives. Whoever reveres Dorje Shugden
must be targeted and firmly opposed. We must bring them before the public. They have to be killed.
Among the targets are 2 young lamas.
We will interrupt their lives and their activities.
The disciplinary master of this monastery received the following letter during our visit.
You will be dead in 7 days' time.
After expressing concern about the Dalai Lama's ban, this retired minister was attacked with a knife. He barely survived. The outskirts of Old Delhi, the Tibetan settlement. Those who are even worse off end up here. The Tupten family was literally chased out of their residential area. About 100 people attacked us. Had we gone out of our house, they definitely would have killed us. Fanatical followers of the Dalai Lama tried to burn down this family's house. They successfully forced these people who revere the deity now banned by the Dalai Lama to flee. They lost everything. This family are pariahs of the Tibetan community in India. They broke into our house and destroyed everything. They smashed the china, demolished the TV with stones, wrecked the fridge, all the windows. They destroyed everything. My husband worked 35 years for all this. Only few victims are willing to speak out against this persecution. Victims of attacks by hardline followers of the Dalai Lama find shelter in this house. It is run by an organization of adherents of this deity, Dorje Shugden. In this house, they have made a small temple. The organization was founded only after the Dalai Lama did not respond to several petitions. Death threats and insults are the order of the day.
I have written many letters to the government in exile of the Dalai Lama. Please, please allow us to keep relying on this deity. Because I never got an answer. I even wrote to the Indian government.
Jampa Yeshe, the president of this organization, has lived alone in his apartment for the past year. His family was threatened so severely that he had to send his wife and 3 children abroad. The following photocopied wanted poster hits him the hardest.
This is my wife's name. The names of all my children are listed, including concrete information on what school they attend. These wanted posters have been posted everywhere. I assume this is meant as encouragement to kill us. We came to India because of our religion. We gave up Tibet to preserve Buddha's teachings. That's why we fled.
The Dalai Lama's followers keep posting denunciations on public walls. They denounce the worshippers of this deity, giving name, address, and often detailed information about its followers and their whereabouts. An advertisement that appeared in the Times of Tibet and in the magazine Knowledge.
Anyone who's against the Dalai Lama must be opposed without hesitation with men, money, and possessions. That is to say, by all means, including violence.
Why don't you simply advise people not to worship the deity Dorje Shugden and instruct others to be tolerant and avoid violence against those who continue to worship it?
Nobody harming on them.
But I've seen the calls for violence in the newspaper.
No.
I've seen it with my own eyes.
No. I think rumors.
The law.
Those who wanted to continue worshipping the deity had to leave Dharamsala. Galok and his family came to India from Tibet only 7 years ago. He wanted to live close to the Dalai Lama. He has been in Delhi for 8 months now. Life in Dharamsala has become unbearable. He almost never leaves his little room, an emergency shelter. He does not speak Hindi, and he feels alien in Delhi outside the Tibetan community. He was a carpenter in the Norbulinka Institute in Dharamsala.
I came here with the Dalai Lama in mind. Now I'm here, and am not allowed to attend his teachings. I keep thinking about it again and again. My health was weak, and is getting worse. I cannot give up the deity, nor can I give up the Dalai Lama. They say the Dalai Lama wants it this way. In Dharamsala, everyone was against me.
He does not know what his family's future will be like. In India, he feels alien.